Hola, bom dia.
And welcome to our continuing adventure, what it's like to live here in Portugal. I'm Ross,
And I'm Kathleen.
and if you're a first-time viewer, thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, share, comment, and definitely subscribe. And if you've been with us for a while, thank you for your continued support and your encouragement, because we definitely enjoy putting these videos together to share with you, to assist you in getting yourself here to Portugal.
So, when we were thinking about moving here, we were considering what our budget would be because we were on a fixed income. As everybody thinks about, well, can I afford to live here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big decision because we're moving to another country, and like Kathleen said, being on a fixed income, we definitely needed to figure out a budget and looking at what expenses could be involved. Would things change a lot, but initially, what would that budget be? So when we first moved here, we figured on a budget around 1,800 euros a month, and that was in 2022. We moved here in February of 2022, and so far things have been working out rather well.
And just like everywhere, things have continued to increase
Mm.
somewhat every year.
Yeah, I mean, basically, when we look at the numbers, and we put out our numbers each year as far as what it costs us to live here, and it's been going up around 12 to 13%. Uh, Definitely go to the description below, because a detailed description of what we spend each month on like groceries, medical, transportation, all that is listed for you to take a look at. As we said, our original budget was 1,800 euros a month, and that was in 2022, which is fairly accurate. We did rather well with that. For this year, for 2024, it came out to around 2,200 euros a month. Like I said, everything's gone up like 12 to 13%. And then we're going to add in the fact that we've paid for the first time a full year of Portuguese taxes for 2023, and we're adding that into our expenses for this year for 2024, which adds an extra 200 euros per month. So the budget comes to 2,400 euros a month, and that still is a very affordable um, a monthly budget, and it still allows us to live very comfortably here in Portugal.
So instead of going through all of that right now, go to the descriptions below
Yes.
and we have outlined all of that.
Yeah, we've taken, we keep track of everything on a spreadsheet that we spend every single day. So we've summarized that into the several categories like healthcare, groceries, dining out, miscellaneous, household items, and put that all together to give you a really good idea, because it is a very important part. One of the things that will be your largest expense is your
Right.
rent, and that has changed since we've moved here. Fortunately, we have a very good rental agreement, and it works out really well for our budget. But take a look at in the description below at the detail. One of the things that has stayed relatively the same for us is what we spend on groceries, which is amazing. And that includes wine, paper products, cleaning products, and then also food.
Yeah. Right. Well, groceries have gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere in the world, I think it has for everybody. But basically, we get the freshest, most awesome food for wonderful, wonderful spending, wonderful prices. And one of the things that I learned about our grocery store is I could go in without a menu in my hand. And some days, it's so exciting and fun. It's a game for me. There will be an orange ticket. Some of you have already heard this from me, and I get I'm crazy. I like, oh my gosh, look here. There's an additional 35% off of chicken. Oh yay! or mushrooms or avocados or whatever. I look for the little orange tickets, and that means that the time is approaching. They're not old or anything
Yeah.
like that. That they're going to pull them off the shelves. I don't know what to do with them out of that, because really and truly, they're always fresh and wonderful. So I grab them if I see them, and then I plan my menu around the orange tickets. It's like Yay! I mean, I've got this great meal for us for like 5 or 6 euros.
Yeah, it's
We
crazy.
just splurge and have this. It's so amazing, and it's very fun to look for those things.
And I'm a very lucky guy,
Yeah,
so
you are.
I'm spoiled.
And it's true, and it challenges me to look on my phone for menus for recipes.
In the budget for the month, the 2,400 euros, that does not include trips back to the US, which we do approximately every 12 to 18 months. However, it is part of our expense of living here. And when we go back to the States, and that's in the, in the calculations that you'll see in the description below when you download that PDF, that usually for us is around $6,500, all right, each trip. Granted, we stay with our relatives. We don't have to rent a car. That is all, provided by our kids when we stay there. Thank you, kids. So that is also another expense to consider in. And when it's all said and done, the total amount of money that we need to live here for expenses in Portugal and then also to make a trip back to the United States is around $39,500. In euros, for the monthly budget, that comes to 3,060 euros per month.
So make sure you check out our budget
Yes.
outlines below in the descriptions so that you can decide if your budget can make it work to move to Portugal.
Definitely. An example is we just went out to lunch with friends at our favorite restaurant. You've probably heard us talk about it, Atashka, right across the Praça from our apartment. We sat there for 3 hours. We had a wonderful wine and we enjoyed home cooking, delicious. We had dessert, we had coffee. What?
Great entradas.
Oh, yes.
Okay, in other words, appetizers, wonderful soup, bread,
Awesome.
wine, and we had
Azeitonas, olives.
Oh man, it was so good. It's just really Portuguese cooking, very home style, delicious.
Total cost 62 euros.
For four
Four
people.
people.
4 people.
So that's around $63, $64. And it was.
Did we say coffee and dessert too?
Yes, coffee and
Yeah, and
dessert.
shitty petit. If you don't know what shitty petit is, then you have to watch.
It's an after dinner
digestive.
Yes, that's it.
And that's not on the menu.
Yeah.
That's because we're just so cool that they bring it to us.
So definitely take time, again, like Kathleen said, look at the PDF below. If you're in the process of deciding whether or not Portugal is right for you,
Yeah.
and use our information about what it costs to live here to help with that decision. Thank you again for tuning into our continuing adventure, what it's like to live here in Portugal. And as we said in the beginning, make sure to like, share, comment, and definitely subscribe. And for all those who have been watching us for a long time, thank you for your support, your encouragement, and making this as much fun for us as possible. And as we always like to say, what adventure are you on today?